Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at some material you shared, focusing on something, well, pretty fundamental. How do we get past just knowing about growth and change?
Right, to actually living it.
Exactly. How do we make it part of our daily lives?
That's that's the big question, isn't it? You read things, you listen to conversations, you feel like you're getting wiser,
Yeah, collecting knowledge.
but then you look at your actual day, and well, maybe not much feels different. This source material really hits that gap.
The gap between understanding and what? Embodiment.
Precisely. That essential bridge.
So our mission here is to unpack the insights, but also the practical tools in this text.
Yeah, how to actually build that bridge.
And it uses some great imagery, right?
Yeah.
Dragons, forges, alchemists, but it all points back to being practical. It's about action.
Okay, so where does it start?
Yeah.
The source kicks off with this really potent observation
Which is?
that lots of people gather tons of knowledge about personal growth, like a dragon's hoard of insights,
Right. Sounds impressive.
but they stay kind of the same, unchanged by all this treasure.
It actually says they starve amidst plenty, doesn't it?
It does. Stark phrase. Like collecting shiny pebbles, as the source puts it, but never building anything with them.
Just piling them up.
Yeah. And that's the core distinction here. Real mastery, the kind that lets you, soar, isn't about how much you know.
It's about.
It's about consistently applying it, day in, day out.
Yeah.
That's the bridge. Understanding to embodiment.
Okay. And then it moves into these bigger ideas, these cosmic truths.
Things like, duality, suffering having a purpose, how judgment works, the power of your values.
Big topics. Cosmic cycles, fear being an illusion, stuff like that.
Right. But crucially, it doesn't treat them as just like interesting theories for your brain.
Not just intellectual curiosities.
No, it calls them living principles. They're meant to be actively woven into your life.
Into the fabric of your day.
Exactly. They're tools, not just museum pieces.
And it gives examples of how to weave them in, like frameworks.
Yeah, it points to Dr. DeMartini's work as an example. Not as theory, but as a practical toolkit.
Okay.
To a systematic approach, it says, for taking these big universal laws and actually using them in your personal life.
Any specific tools mentioned?
Yeah, it names his value determination process like a way to figure out scientifically what you really care about most.
Ah, okay.
And his method for devolving emotional charges. Neutralizing the sting from past stuff.
So concrete methods.
Definitely. Ways to work with those living principles.
Okay, this connects to that big metaphor it uses.
Yeah.
The forge.
The grand cosmic forge. Yeah, I really like this one. It's all about making something.
Right, it's active.
So in this picture, your knowledge, that's just the raw ore. It's not the finished thing yet.
And self-reflection, looking honestly at yourself.
That's the fire. The intense heat you need to melt that ore down.
And then the integration, the actual applying it part.
That's the hammer and anvil. That's where you're shaping the molten wisdom.
Okay, shaping it
Into usable tools. Things like resilience, clarity, compassion, purpose. You're actually crafting them from the raw knowledge.
It makes the knowledge useful, not just heavy.
Exactly. There's that line. A dragon does not merely know how to fly, it flies.
Ah, I like that.
Knowledge without flight is just a heavier burden on the ground. You got to actually take off.
Okay, so theory's great, but how does this forging look like midweek when things get messy? Does it give examples?
Yeah, it does. Concrete stuff. So say frustration pops up, a little pebble of annoyance.
It happens all the time.
Instead of just being frustrated, you actively look for the hidden benefit. What's the upside here? What can I learn?
Okay, shifting perspective.
Or when a shadow emotion comes up, maybe anger, jealousy, something you usually push away, you don't just react. You try to transmute its energy, find its equal and opposite counterpart. See the whole picture of that feeling.
So not just getting rid of it, but understanding it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if an old judgment pops into your head about you, about someone else.
That critical voice.
Yeah, you don't just accept it. You question the lens. Ask why you're seeing it that way. And you actively try to rebalance your perception.
It sounds like constant work.
Well, the text says it's continuous conscious practice, not a one-and-done fix.
Right. It's a practice.
And this ties into brain science, too, which the source mentions.
So.
It just reminds us that our brains thrive on repetition. Simple as that.
Like learning anything new. Right. Practice makes perfect. Or at least makes pathways.
Exactly. When you consciously apply these principles, these new ways of thinking and responding, You are literally building and strengthening new neural pathways.
So you're actually changing your brain structure.
You are literally rewiring your brain for mastery. That's the phrase it uses. Replacing old, limiting thought habits.
Are they?
Empowering expansive ones. It calls this the true alchemy of the mind, turning lead into gold, sort of.
And this internal rewiring, it affects the outside world, too.
That's what the source argues. As you transform your internal landscape through this consistent work,
Yeah.
your external reality naturally begins to reflect that inner clarity and balance. Things start to shift around you because you've shifted.
Which ties back to that invitation it gives.
The dancing one.
Yeah. No longer merely observe the cosmic dance, step onto the floor and begin to dance yourselves.
It's a call to action, isn't it? Stop watching, start doing.
And it says that consistent, courageous application is how you actually shape your life.
Consciously sculpt the magnificent destiny that awaits you. Powerful stuff.
Okay, but it doesn't just leave us with these big ideas, does it? It gives something concrete to do.
Right at the end, yeah. A very specific, actionable exercise. The dragon trial. The integration log.
Okay, dragon trial. Sounds intense.
Yeah, maybe. But it's designed to get you started. It suggests committing to it for a short period first, maybe just the next 3 days.
Manageable. What are the steps?
4 simple steps. 1, choose a principle. Just pick one tool or idea from all this that clicked with you.
Like finding the benefit or checking a judgment.
Exactly. Or identifying a value, or even embracing a tough time. A contraction phase, as it calls it. Just pick one.
Okay, step 1.
Choose.
Step 2.
Identify an opportunity.
Yeah.
Watch for a real situation, or even just an internal feeling during your day where you could use that chosen principle.
Find a moment to practice.
Step 3, apply the tool. Actually do it. In that moment, consciously use the principle. So if something goes wrong and your principle is finding the benefit, you literally ask yourself, okay, what's the benefit here?
Use the hammer on the anvil.
You got it. And the last step, 4, record your experience.
Write it down.
Yeah, just briefly. Note the principle, the situation, what your gut reaction was, initial reaction, how you applied the tool, and critically, the shift. What changed in how you saw it or felt.
So it's not just random journaling, it's tracking the application.
Exactly. It's documenting the forging process. And the source emphasizes that doing this practice consistently, that's what makes it stick. It will solidify your understanding and accelerate your inner transformation.
Makes sense. Practice builds the pathways.
So really what we've unpacked today, following this source, is this huge difference between just knowing stuff intellectually and actually embodying it, having that wisdom live inside you.
It's that step, isn't it? From understanding to applying consistently.
That's what the source says is absolutely vital for real transformation.
Moving from having that hoard of ore to actually wielding tools you've crafted yourself.
Yeah.
Tools that change how you experience things.
And doing that, applying these principles, literally rewires your brain. And, the source suggests, starts to reshape your reality too.
So it's not passive, it's active sculpting.
It presents this application, this conscious choice to dance as the way you really master your own experience, the way you shape your future.
So it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? If knowledge without applying it is just, well, dead weight.
Right.
What could you actually build? What could you become if you just, picked up one tool?
And started hammering.
Yeah, and started dancing.